Okay, either an edit or part three. We'll see what happens. So we're going to wrap things up now with, of course, we're going to talk about Civil War. So if you want to continue where you left off, N7, and yeah,
I think I was just saying that I hope it's going to be more than one movie,
yeah,
and it could, like you were saying, it's a big book, and
yeah,
it ran for a long time in the comics. It was very intricate. There were multiple plot threads going on,
yeah,
and it does deserve
and
multiple movies.
multiple heroes as well. There are a lot of
It involved
characters.
the entire Marvel universe,
Like
all of them.
they'll have to introduce quite a lot of characters, like Daredevil, who's getting his TV series on Netflix. Uh,
Iron Fist, I
Iron
believe,
Fist,
is getting
he's
one as well.
Punisher as well. They'll need to try and get him involved in it. So, and by the way, who was the actor that played him in the movie again? Tom Jane.
Yes, Tom.
He's
Tom
Punisher. He's
yeah,
Punisher.
that sounds right.
He is Punisher.
Really?
I
I
liked
don't,
him.
to me, I haven't seen a real good Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
I haven't seen a definitive Frank Castle yet.
All I
Um,
can say is, what have you seen? Dirty Laundry,
no.
the short that he made.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome. I loved it.
You know, is it called Milo Ventimiglia or something
Not a clue. The
from
names.
Heroes?
Ugh.
He was Peter Petrelli.
Never watched Heroes, so
Well, he apparently wants to play the Punisher. I don't see it.
I don't know who the fuck it is. So I
I
don't
I
care.
don't see it at all. But no, no, he's been saying for
Yeah,
quite some time. He's been pretty much pestering Marvel Studios, like, give
yeah.
me a shot at Punisher,
And they're like, no, no. I
and,
mean,
and they're saying no, and rightly so too.
yeah,
I don't see it at all.
yeah, I'm skimming. I'm just skimming through Civil War right now. Like, this is just the main story, so it doesn't have any of the side plots. But there's Daredevil. There's a lot of female ones as well. There's the android Thor, which I think at
I
this
mean,
point at this
in
point,
this storyline, Spider-Man came out.
yeah,
He removed his mask.
yeah. I'll see if
It's
I can.
big.
I'll
It's
see,
very big.
but without how are they going to do that without Spider Man? They could do it with another hero and all that, but
You know, it was Tony Stark was pro registration, right?
Tony Stark was pro registration.
Yeah.
Yes, he was pro
He
reg.
doesn't have powers, which made it very interesting. The whole thing is, with Civil War, when you read it in comic form, you would generally pick up the comics you liked
Yeah,
and the heroes you liked, and generally you'd see things from the perspective of the heroes you like.
yeah.
So you could be like, well, I'm anti-registration due to the books I'm reading, because you're getting the perspective of one
Yeah,
character.
I just
You read all of them,
Yeah.
you realise that they all have a part,
Yeah,
a
and
point.
shit. If anyone wondering, there's the unmasking of Spider-Man. So yeah, that was quite a big scene, and then one more day happened, which
Massive.
do not mention Mephisto. But yeah, it's the only way I can see them doing it is they've also got to introduce She-Hulk as well.
I would love a She-Hulk.
Yeah,
Even a TV series. I'd take a TV
I'd watch it.
series.
Like, you could skim through this and literally pick out Marvel characters. Like, you've got the Fantastic Four as well. You'd need to introduce as well, which they can't because they don't have the license.
The best thing is they could just make She-Hulk a procedural courtroom drama, because she's a professional woman.
Yeah, she's a lawyer who will break your head over concrete.
First and foremost, she's a lawyer.
Yeah, she's a lawyer.
She's where all the other superheroes leave their job. She makes sure they stay behind bars. I love She-Hulk.
Yeah, I haven't read too many of the comics, but I didn't know she's a lawyer, and I know there's a lot of people who like her because she's sexy. I like her because she's a fucking badass woman who will knock you out if you say something wrong to her, but at the same time she's smart.
She's sometimes written badly. She's seen as promiscuous.
I mean, look at the guy who basically flat out said that she was written by Stan Lee to have someone who the Hulk could have sex with.
I don't agree with that statement.
Nope, not yeah, because they're cousins.
See, I don't know that much about She-Hulk myself, but I know enough. Are they sure they're cousins?
They're cousins, yeah. They're cousins. If memory serves, depending on the version, I know they're cousins. From my knowledge, the way She-Hulk got her powers is because Bruce Banner did a blood transfusion with her because she was dying.
Well,
And that's how she became She-Hulk.
yeah. See, I'm not too up on her origins, but I know the character well enough.
Yeah.
And I would take a movie or a TV series that's a procedural courtroom drama.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing that.
It just so happens that she's also She-Hulk.
Yeah.
It's just I watched that. It's a
Just
green Ally McBeal.
could you imagine going up? Imagine the defense going up against her. They'll just look over and say, right, could Miss, what's her name again? What's She-Hulk's name again? Fuck, I can't remember her name.
Depends on which one you're talking about. Is it Betty Ross?
Betty Ross is Red She-Hulk, as you know.
No, that's her dad. Ross is Red Hulk.
Isn't there a Red She-Hulk as well?
Yeah, there is. There's numerous colours of Hulk.
Yeah, but let's just go with them. I can't remember the main one. We'll just call her Miss Banner or something because she's the cousin of Bruce Banner or something like that. Miss Banner is the prosecution. She just stands up and just breaks the desk and goes, "Oh, sorry," and the defense just over and goes, "Oh fuck her."
But we're also hearing whispers of other obscure titles as coming from DC as well. It's an interesting time to be into your comic books or comic book movies.
Yeah,
I mean, Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah,
who saw that coming? Thunderbolts. You know, we're getting some really interesting stuff.
I think DC are trying to play catch up in Marvel because they've dropped the ball. Because let's face it, if DC had done this before Marvel, it probably would be the other way around. But
yeah, it will be a very different place.
But Marvel.
I'm happy.
Sorry,
go on, I'll let you finish.
Marvel took a gamble and it paid off.
Yeah, and it started with Iron Man. What year did that come out? I can't even remember.
2004 or 6, I think.
So it was quite a while ago now. And look at where they are now. Multiple movies, billions of dollars, and a successful franchise.
Yeah, and they've done amazingly well. And when they eventually get Spider-Man, X-Men, and Fantastic Four back, because they will get them back.
Eventually,
I'm hoping.
Let's face it, this Fantastic Four movie only exists because if they didn't make it, they would lose the license back to Marvel.
Same with Spider-Man and same with X-Men. If they didn't make the movies, Marvel would have got the licenses back. Which, I'm going to say this right now, while I want these movies to do well because I like the characters, I at the same time want them to go back to Marvel because if they do Civil War, doing it with anyone else besides Spider-Man, while it would still work, it just wouldn't have the same impact for some people because Spider-Man is such an iconic character that him being unmasked was a big fucking event.
Especially when we consider the Avengers. Everyone knows who they are.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers is out and open about he is Captain America, Tony Stark, first movie, I am Iron Man.
Yep.
Thor comes from another dimension or planet, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's go dimension.
you know, so it's like
Black Widow, Hawkeye, Bruce Banner, they all know who they are.
The fact that it's Spider-Man who conceals his identity mattered.
Yeah.
You know, it's anyone else, it wouldn't have worked in the comic book either.
And as I say, is like for me personally, as I say, is I like the idea of the Registration Act for certain reasons, but at the same time, it should only be an option. You should not enforce it because let's face it.
Look at how it ended. We know Chris Evans. Is it Chris Evans?
Yeah, he plays Captain America.
He doesn't want to play Captain America anymore. He's stated that outright. He said getting into shape is too demanding for him, and he says the workload as well is too demanding. He doesn't want to continue playing Captain America. He's stated that openly.
That's a shame. He's good.
And then consider how Civil War ends.
Yep, Captain America.
It ends with the assassination of Captain America.
Yep, and he gets brought back eventually, but...
Well, we know Winter Soldier, in the movies at least, is going to be taking over.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, that's why they introduced him in Captain America 2, which, love that film. And also...
I actually really enjoyed, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, Sebastian Stan? I really enjoyed him as Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I think he did a good job.
I liked the look of him when it first showed him. They didn't show him talking any of the trailers. He didn't really speak all that much in the film, but I got behind him. It was, like you said before, it was a physical presence.
Yeah, he had that physical presence of him, and he will, as is, I think in the comic books, he does become Captain America. And then, of course... I
think they could go the other way, though. I think they could even make Falcon.
Yep, Falcon becomes Captain America.
Because in the comic books, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah,
we've already seen him introduced in the movie, so maybe they'll go with Falcon. They could go either way.
So it depends.
I would be happy either way. If either one of them, I'd be happy.
It depends how they go, and it says I don't think they'll do Civil War until they've established all the TV series and all the characters they want to establish. And for the love of Pete, I don't care how much it costs, get Spider-Man back from Sony, because the only other character they could do with at the moment who's masked, who they're going to introduce, is either Daredevil, maybe Iron Fist, but
I think Iron Fist is confirmed as one of the series that they're bringing out.
Yeah,
There's also Luke Cage as a possibility.
The actor's name, the old space guy. Who's the actor's name? The old space guy. The big muscular black man. Sorry, African American. Terry Crew.
That's the one.
He wants to play Luke Cage.
Yes.
He wants to play Luke Cage. He's like, give me the fucking role.
The best thing about Luke Cage is... Have you ever read any of the comics with Luke Cage in?
I've only seen his interpretation.
Heroes for Hire.
I've no read Heroes. I've only seen the animated interpretations of him and the game interpretations of him.
Yeah, he was in a series called Heroes for Hire. And Luke Cage he's such a likable character. You can't not like him. Just for anyone who's interested, I'd say go and pick up a few of his comics. Ask in a comic book store, the guy behind the counter will generally pick out a few good ones for you. And read some of them, because he's a genuinely interesting character and you want him to do well. And he has a family life. You genuinely feel for the guy because he just wants to do the right thing.
Yeah. And
with his family as well. He's a good character. He's really great. I think he's deserving of a TV series more than a movie in a way.
Yeah.
Because you want to stay with him. You don't want to have to wait for the next movie.
Yeah.
I think they picked well, really, with...
And I'm hoping it's Terry Crew, because Terry Crew is a good actor. Like, he's a good actor, and he looks like a bloody superhero.
Then you'd also be seeing that scene from White Chicks.
So you'll also be seeing the guy who plays the dad from Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, so it's just like he was that guy, right? He was this guy in White Chicks.
Yeah, he was the guy in the White Chicks who had an anaconda dick, apparently.
Yeah, I would every so often think of that scene and just be like, oh.
He's just like, when you've been with me, you don't need a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's the best line in the film. That film isn't all that good, but
yeah,
there were a couple of standout lines that made it.
I mean, it has him dancing, sweating, topless with glow sticks, going.
Oh yeah, he did spiked his drink, hadn't he, or something?
There's
a few good moments in that film.
Yeah, it's not a great film, but Terry Crew makes it fun.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, he's built for it, and I could see him as Luke Cage. I really could. He'd be the perfect one.
Yeah, we'll see if we'll see if Marvel go with that, because Marvel always did casting well. There hasn't been a bad casting for Marvel so far. I'm trying to think, has there been? Not to my knowledge. Most of the members of the cast have been done well.
You could argue Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, but that's more to do with the script.
Yeah, it was more to do with the script. I really didn't like the fact they fucked that over.
I think a lot of people miss the point, which is the Mandarin is all about illusion. He's magic. Yeah. A modern illusion is television and cinema.
Yeah.
It's fake, and it's...
Yeah.
That was kind of what they were playing with. He was an actor. It was all an illusion
they haven't introduced magic into the Marvel Universe just yet, which they are supposedly going to be doing with Doctor Strange, which...
Scarlet Witch.
Or Scarlet Witch, of course, with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver going to be making...
She's more of a mutant, but not.
Yeah.
They can't outright call them mutants.
They'll call them something else until they get the license.
They're the miracles.
Miracles, that's well.
Yeah.
Well, that works, I guess. But I like the fact that they're going to introduce those characters. Because technically speaking, they could do that with any of the characters as long as they didn't call them mutants. They could say, this is Wolverine. He's not a mutant.
Yeah, it's Wanda and... What's the Quicksilver's real name? I can't remember his name. Maximoff.
No,
that's the one.
It's Wanda and Pietro Maximoff.
They're the children of Magneto, and yet they're sidestepping all that in the movie.
Yeah, they're just in the appeals.
Also, just for anyone interested, incest featured in one of the storylines featuring the two of them.
Yep.
And if you wanted to get even creepier, Wolverine was watching from the bushes. I kid you not. It happened in the comics.
Wolverine's a pervert.
Wolverine was watching from the bushes.
Was it?
Brother and sister had a moment, and Wolverine was watching in the bushes.
I'm surprised
You go look it up, people. It happened.
I'm surprised I didn't hear the chink, 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 chink. Oh, but yeah, I know that happened a lot. It was even. I think it was partially hinted at in X-Men Evolution, ever so slightly, but they didn't go the full way. So, but yeah, that happened. I know that.
Yes,
And
he was saying as well. Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, is getting his own movie.
he was
He
referenced.
was hinted in Guardians, yeah.
No, he was hinted, referenced in Captain America 2.
In Captain America, yeah, of course. They actually openly called him
Yeah,
Steve.
the Hydra guy, the guy who was actually, I was surprised he was Hydra. I was like, I did not know that guy was Hydra.
Who was referenced in Guardians? There was someone referenced in there.
There was quite a few apparently. Apparently, Howard the Duck was referenced.
Well, yeah, that was definitely happened.
That was
I
funny.
laughed at that.
And
It wasn't worth sitting through the credits for.
No, it wasn't. There was a couple.
To be reminded of that shitty movie.
Yeah, apparently there were duck tits. Woo!
Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green voiced them, which was awesome. Seth Green's an amazing voice actor.
Yeah.
There was a couple of the areas and the people in the cases that were apparently references to other Guardians and other people.
Yes, there was Cosmo, the space dog.
Yeah, Cosmo the space dog.
He actually runs nowhere, I think, in the comics.
He's if memory
He's the
serves
boss
me,
of it.
he's the head of security and boss, which I'm like,
Yeah. He was the first Russian dog sent into space.
and
That's who he is.
and becomes super intelligent
And him and Rocket hate each other.
with a passion, which I love that they hinted at.
And yep, they even hinted it in the movie with that look between them. I was
Exactly.
just like, oh my god, I can't believe you just did that. That's for proper super geeks.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
So they showed the Nova Corps. Disappointed we didn't see Nova, maybe, or at least reference him. But we saw the Nova Corps, so
yeah, and we did also reference Star-Lord's dad a little bit. So I don't know too much about the Guardians character's background. I want to try and maybe explore that a little bit more. I know Star-Lord's royalty, apparently, which I still love that line. Who are you, Star-Lord? Who?
Legendary outlaw, man.
Legendary outlaw. I said I'm not as big a comic book geek as yourself. But...
If there's one thing I didn't like about Guardians, I kept it out of my review because I didn't. It was a nitpicking thing. Is at the end where they say you held the storm because you're part alien.
Yeah.
I wanted him to have held the storm because he was human.
Oh.
He was so everyman.
Well,
in the movie. You could be Star-Lord. I could be Star-Lord.
Yeah, well,
Guy down the street could be Star-Lord.
The way I see it is they say it could have been because you were part alien, but it could also be he was human as well.
It was kind of strongly hinted that it was
I still go. It was all of them combined. Otherwise, so
yeah, I kind of wanted it to be because he was human. I mean, for kids, I always think about how kids view things as well.
Yeah.
It's Captain America had a serum. Tony Stark has money. We all can't be geniuses and make a radiation poison thing. Thor's from another world. I thought they should have made Star-Lord really human and just like, you held on to that Infinity Gem because you were human.
Yeah. I still see him as an everyday man and all that crap. He may be part alien, but he's still the everyday man, and anyone could be Star-Lord personality-wise. They just had to throw in the part that he's half alien, but he looks human. But I still see him as human. He's still a human being.
Well, his dad also looks human, Jason.
So human. So we'll go with that. But I liked that. I liked that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can talk about. Is Civil War is building up. We've got Scarlet Witch and all that coming in.
Well, we got Thanos coming. I actually think that's going to be across multiple movies.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Thanos is going to show up in numerous movies. Say he shows up in Thor 3.
Yeah.
And he'll defeat Thor in that. And Loki and take the stone.
Yeah, no doubt.
We will see multiple movies of him gaining the stones.
Yeah.
And he'll be beating heroes left, right, and centre.
And
it'll take all of them to come together.
Yeah, and
to stop.
Yeah, and and the main reason he's doing this is to court death. Because he is obsessed with death. Not the idea of death, the Grim Reaper.
Do you think it'd be kind of funny if Thanos actually knew death is a physical being in the Marvel universe
I think he
and a
knows.
woman?
I think he
Does he
knows.
know?
I think he knows. I,
It,
I'm I'm pretty sure in the comic
yeah,
books he
there
knows.
has been a reference in the comic book where he
I'm
knows and
just
he is referred to as a mistress,
yeah.
married to Deadpool.
Yep. Deadpool marries Death because they love each other. And
Hmm.
Deadpool, and it's a shame they can't have Deadpool in the Marvelverse. I'm disappointed in that because I would have loved if just Thanos was there with Death and he was like, "I got this power for you. I'm here," and Deadpool just shows up, and goes, "Hey audience, how y'all doing? This is my wife, by the way." I'm sorry, I love Deadpool. He's awesome.
We
But
are getting the Deadpool movie. Is it like a CGI movie,
I
like
don't
fully
know.
CGI, or we
I
don't know too much? We
don't
got
know.
that sizzle reel that they
Yeah, I
showed,
love that.
and we could have had that so long ago.
Yeah.
It was just like, here's some stuff we were working on a while back, and they
Yeah.
showed Deadpool. I was like, oh.
And they've confirmed that it is going to happen now, and also Ryan Reynolds is going to be returning.
If there's, I think he could be ready.
Hmm.
I think he could be ready. Everyone's probably going to be like, oh, that Green Lantern sucks. It's like, well, fair enough. That movie sucks. It doesn't mean he's going to suck as Deadpool.
Yep. I also like the fact that Green Lantern failed miserably.
You know, it doesn't mean Deadpool's going to suck. Just
Yeah.
because someone's done a bad movie, he could be
I
ready.
I would
Deadpool.
prefer if Nolan North did it because he's voiced the character for years and he can be a good actor. But if they go Ryan Reynolds, I'm not gonna. I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's a decent actor and he's kind of funny in some instances.
He's done a real mixed bag of movies.
Yeah.
He's not stuck to any one genre. He's done a whole bunch of different movies, and I think he's kind of restless. I think
Yeah.
he knows there's a role out there for him. I think he knows that role is Deadpool,
Yep. And
and he's just waiting on it.
it has been confirmed that it is going to be part of the X-Men continuity, which I'm disappointed in because
I am a little disappointed, but he is a mutant first and
yeah,
foremost.
I would have preferred if they'd done it in Marvel. But
He's got the same powers as Wolverine, except he's got cancer. That's the one thing that really annoys me about people who say, I like Deadpool. Why? Because he's funny.
because he has
And anything else?
he's basically he's a dead man walking.
Yeah, he has cancer, but the fact that he regenerates, it means that the cancer just keeps spreading and spreading because the cancer cannot kill him.
Yep.
Underneath the costume, he's a mess, a horrible mess.
Up. Yep. And
Yeah, he's hideous, despite of the fact that he claims he's beautiful.
yeah, he's like,
But
oh
the
yeah, I'm
cancer
sexy.
has spread throughout him. He's in some ways he's tragic.
Yeah.
I think he laughs at the world because it's the only thing he knows how to do anymore.
Yeah.
That and he's nuts.
And also,
You know?
and it explains that Death's the only person that can love him.
Yeah.
Which
You know, he's if you ever see him without the mask, he's horrible looking.
yeah, you see him in the mask,
And he's very tragic.
In the game, you see him without his mask, and he's pretty fucked up. But he just laughs it off. He also snogs Rogue and gives him her powers for a brief amount of time, and you play as Rogue, who has the voices in her head,
Fun.
which is funny. And then, of course, having
I kind of miss that we don't get a proper Rogue.
yeah, I'm disappointed that we haven't had.
I want her flying. I want her with the super strength.
Yep,
I want
same,
her
yeah.
with the white streak in the hair.
I don't think that's going to happen until we get until.
Did you
Marvel
see the
does.
cartoon?
The X-Men one, which one?
The X-Men cartoon.
The original one.
Rogue was so hot in that.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with that.
She was so hot.
It's also the fact that if you do touch her, you're going to die, but it kind of feels
I don't
worth
care.
it.
It'd be worth it. Yep, worth it. So worth it. Only one hotter than her is Jean Grey. Dark Phoenix. Gotta go for the bad girls.
Never been a big fan of Jean Grey personally, but yeah.
What's not to like about Redhead?
I like redheads, but I just never been a fan of Jean Grey personally. I felt sorry more for Scott Summers. I was like, oh, shame.
Dark Phoenix though, she killed the planet of the broccoli people.
The what people?
Broccoli people.
There was a planet of broccoli people in Marvel
Yeah,
Universe.
she committed genocide. Gotta love the bad girls.
I'm just more laughing that there was a planet of broccoli people. No, they deserve to die. Broccoli's disgusting.
Comic books people.
Comic books are weird.
She boiled the planet.
She was like, I'm feeling broccoli today, but I don't want normal one. How about that plant? Oh, broccoli people. Boiled.
Broccoli people. It's almost as weird as Wolverine watching Quicksilver in the bushes. God, comics are weird, man.
Comics are weird.
We do it to ourselves.
Comics are weird, but that's why we love them.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
It's one of the reasons why I love reading Rocket Raccoon, or used to. I've meant to continue my review of Rocket Raccoon, but you try getting hold of a Rocket Raccoon comic after Guardians.
Yeah, like
It's possible.
a lot of the Guardian stuff sells it pretty quickly because of
Thing
that.
is, people were reading Star Lord and Guardians in the run up to Guardians because they thought like this is probably the more
Yeah,
relevant stuff. I was like, no, Rocket's going to be the breakaway
yep,
star.
he
It turned
was
out it was Groot,
Groot.
really, who was the runaway
I am
star.
Groot, and it's the
Rocket and Groot go hand in hand,
yeah,
and it's just like I picked up the Rocket Raccoon issue because I'm like everyone's not expecting it,
yeah,
and everyone was like, "Well, Star Lord's the leader." Like they don't really have a leader.
yeah.
And they were reading Guardians. They were like thinking like this is going to be the best way to arm myself going into the movie, and I was like, "No, Rocket
Okay,
Raccoon."
yep, and of
After
course,
the movie, you try getting hold of a Rocket Raccoon issue. You
yeah,
can't.
nope.
It's as simple as that. It's a good thing that they did dip in quality at issue number 2 onwards. That's all I'm saying. Just
There you go, sorted. And of course, everyone loves Groot because we are Groot.
yes,
Oh,
we are Groot.
I love that. I love that line.
I almost shed a tear.
I did.
You did. Yeah, I almost. I've got a heart of stone though.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I like the. Yeah, I think they've wrapped up everything we want to see in Marvel.
We talked about where we think they're
Yeah,
going.
where they
You know,
think.
with the gems, the Civil War. It could be one movie. I don't want it to
Yeah,
be. It
yeah, it
could
won't
be
be.
Iron Man and
Marvel.
Captain America butting heads in one movie. I don't hope they don't go that route.
Marvel build up their stories, so I think it will be a Marvel
Yeah.
thing until we actually get a movie called Civil War, where it will be Marvel's Civil War. But I think they need to build up.
By the time we've had a third Avengers
Yeah,
movie roll around, and
they need
let's
more.
face it, we think there's going to be all of the characters, Guardians,
Yeah,
Avengers, everyone coming together in that movie to stop Thanos. That's my
yeah,
prediction for it.
same here.
It's going to take everyone, more than the Avengers, to stop
Yeah,
Thanos. That's the power this guy has.
yep.
After that, are we really going to settle for an Avengers?
I don't
The
think
only
we're.
thing we
Yeah,
can go is Civil War.
yeah.
Everyone involved again.
Yeah, the one thing they need to do now though is build up the roster a lot more, like get a lot more characters involved in it. Even if they only introduce them in like the TV series, like we will get villains, we will get heroes. They need to build up the roster more.
They did start with Agents of Shield. We've
Absor-
got
Absorbing Man,
Graviton, who was
Graviton,
in.
yep,
Yeah,
Graviton, Blizzard, and Absorbing Man in the recent season that started up.
I haven't watched the recent season,
It's
so I
been
can't.
it's been teased and all, but we have Absorbing Man, and he
Yeah, so
is
they're building
yeah.
up people in the series.
I,
It could be what we're heading towards.
I think Marvel are going to try their bloody damnedest to get at least Spider-Man back because they want that. If
Well,
I could,
from Sony Pictures are actually the only arm of Sony that I believe that are actually losing money.
yeah, they need to.
So it's looking promising.
The only thing
Spider-Man 3 is in production difficulties at the moment.
Yeah,
They want Secret 6, but they only have concept stuff apparently at the moment. And apparently there's Venom versus Carnage, and
Yeah.
that's a thing, and it's real, and it's being made.
they're desperate. They're desperate, and I just hope
They're desperate, and
If
they're pulling from the dark ages of comic books.
yeah.
It could go very badly for them.
And I hope, while I don't want to see a company fail, I just want them to give the
No
license
one
back.
does.
They want this. I want to let Marvel to get Spider-Man back because if we could see the unmasking of Spider-Man on the big screen, I guarantee that will be the most popular Marvel movie ever.
That's a draw. That will get people.
That will
in
get
seats.
people in seats. That will make people who says "fuck Marvel" come and
But
sit their
then
ass.
I've also said that maybe DC will be brave, and in this upcoming movie, kill Batman,
Yeah,
not Superman. Death of Batman would put bums in seats. Death
Yeah.
of Superman, maybe not so much.
yeah, because the death.
Despite that comic being amazing, I
Yeah.
love it anyway. A lot of people say it's overrated. I still love it because every page was pretty much action. This
Yeah.
was a knockdown, drag-out war. If they were,
Yeah,
if they were more brave than killing Superman, which is a rumor to what's happening, and killed Batman, but gave Ben Affleck the directing job.
Yeah, that's apparently the reason he's only doing the films because he wants
Yeah,
to be
Ben
a director.
Affleck is there. Batman is still there spiritually through Ben Affleck. You know, that would be kind of cool.
And they'll
So,
probably that may be where the Nightwing rumors coming in that they'll still have Batman, but it'll be Dick
But
Grayson.
I don't think DC's that brave.
Yeah, they are.
Marvel takes the chances.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone hated that version of the Mandarin. That was a risk. They said Guardians was a risk. I said it was a calculated one.
Yep.
Ant-Man is a risk.
Yep.
You know, they're taking risks.
Marvel take risks. DC play it safe.
And they know that with super. Yeah, it's like people talk about superhero movie fatigue, that people are going to start getting bored. But I call it spandex sickness. Marvel's clever enough to say, well, we're not going to do superhero movies. We're doing heist movie, space opera. You know, they're changing things. Political thriller for Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America doesn't translate well in England. I'll be honest. Captain America doesn't translate well in Britain. We can't really get behind him. To him, he looks ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's fun.
He looks ridiculous, but it was such a good movie.
Yeah.
We can't deny that Captain America does still look ridiculous.
Marvel are doing it good. They have the story and the overall concept, as you say, is like a heist movie, but then they go, right, how can we incorporate superheroes in there? Which is kind of easy if you think about it, because you just go, let's up the ante. And that's what
it's like, I may read DC Comics because, let's face it, DC Comics are essentially gods. And I like that in my comic books. A physical comic book for me to read, I like that. But watching a movie, I prefer Marvel because they're more human. And that translates better on the screen, I think, than in comics.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Marvel or DC, I say both.
Yeah, I like both. I don't pick sides because why pick sides when I can have both?
Yeah, you can have the best of both worlds.
I like the only comic book series I read on a continuous basis is Batgirl and Batwoman, and I'm slowly picking up other issues of DC Comics, mostly by recommendations. But I don't read that many Marvel stuff because, I don't know.
It comes down to personal taste.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, so I think Marvel do a really good job with the comic books, but I think they're more geared towards a younger reader. I think they know who their average cinema goer is. It's families with children, and it's probably the children who are enjoying the movie more.
Yeah.
But you can pick up any book by Marvel and enjoy it and have fun. They are more fun than DC. I've laughed at Marvel comic books. I rarely laugh at a DC one.
I will admit that the only reason I read Batgirl is because while it has some really depressing notes in it, it's still funny. And
I don't like the new Batgirl.
I've not read any of the new ones that don't involve Gail Simone, because Gail Simone's the reason I picked up Batgirl.
And I wouldn't. That's another topic for another time.
I will give the new writer of Batgirl one volume. I will pick up the next volume after the volume 4.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. I'm giving them a chance. But so far, I'm not impressed.
I've got again. I've got all
4, I believe.
Yeah, so I'll pick up volume 5. But if it's shite, I will stop. Because the last Gail Simone Batgirl story, I'm actually going to have to grab it because I do have it. I'm going to show it. Right a minute.
Yeah, it's only been one issue. I've not been impressed so far. I love her outfit. I love her new outfit. I'll just keep talking while Scottish is looking. Love Batgirl's new outfit, but DC needs to be taking chances. They've got all these characters. I used to have an encyclopedia that was like that of DC characters. They've got all these characters and they're narrowing it to Batman and the Justice League. I think that's a mistake. They should open it up.
Yeah. Is this one, which is Batgirl Future's End. It's a 3D cover, by the way. This was Gail Simone's final project of Batgirl. It is one of the best Swan songs I've ever read. Highly recommend. It's a one-shot as well. Don't have to read the rest of Batgirl, so it's absolutely brilliant.
I don't agree with the Future's End storyline. It feels a bit dragged out.
I know nothing
but
about
I can't fault Gail Simone.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Future's End. And here's the concept of this one shot in a nutshell without spoilers. Batgirl basically becomes like a person who hunts down all the super bat villains by infiltrating them. To the point where she infiltrates Bane's organization.
Don't 3 new Batgirls
Yep, there are 3 new Batgirls in this.
Yeah, that's the one. I've read it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. I love it, and it has.
She kind of gave up being Batgirl and became like Batbane or something. It was crazy.
The animal
that was a good issue, though.
The Beast, I think she became. But it has basically
Yeah, it
Stephanie.
was such a good episode. And they get Barbara back, and
Yeah.
that was so good.
It was so good. I'd
That
highly
is a
recommend it.
good issue.
It's a good
Yeah.
swan song as well to Gail Simone's run, which is the best Batgirl run ever.
Just for those who don't know, it's set 5 years in the future.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the characters you know and love, but
Yeah.
5 years from now,
Also,
where things could go.
Yeah, I've also read the Batwoman one shot from Future Ends as well. Wasn't too keen on it, but it had an interesting idea where Batwoman becomes a vampire.
I hated it.
Wasn't too keen on it. I was like,
because of the reason Batwoman is a vampire.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I was like,
You're currently running that storyline in the comics.
Yeah, I was like, and I don't mind spoiling it because it isn't really that good. She gets killed by her sister, and then turns to dust, and I'm like,
I was like, that was. I actually kind of liked that bit.
I liked it.
That was the only bit I liked.
I was like, yeah, put her out of misery. I'm happy with that, but
yeah.
I wasn't too keen. I was tempted to pick up a couple of other Future End ones, but then I was like, nah, I'm okay. Because I had the stories very mixed. But
I think the point we were trying to make is that DC needs to. They've got all these characters and they're not taking risks.
If you do Batgirl, the Gail Simone Batgirl in the cinema, I'd watch it, and I guarantee it will make a fucking fortune. And you get Gail Simone to write it because she has worked on TV series. She wrote.
We've got the Supergirl TV series coming up.
That comes.
But if we had a Supergirl or Power Girl movie, I'd watch that.
I'd watch that, but. Gail Simone wrote the Batman Brave and the Bold episode, The Birds of Prey, which is the only episode of Batman Brave and the Bold that has been banned because of the song they sing. Because the song references male superheroes and their penises. Which is fucking hilarious, and I love it. I'm trying to think how it goes. It goes, the line that everyone laughs at the most is, Batman's got his batarang, bang, pow, what a man. And it's fucking hilarious, I love it. But yeah, if they get her to write the Batgirl TV series or movie, I'd watch in a heartbeat, and I guarantee I'll make a fortune.
Yeah, well, Supergirl's got a TV series coming out. It's in production. We've got Teen Titans in production.
Oh yeah, Supergirl, I'm looking forward to it as long as they do it right. I actually started reading the DC Supergirl. I wasn't too keen on it.
I prefer, this is only personal preference, I preferred Earth 2's Supergirl.
I haven't read that one yet, so...
Power Girl. Yeah, Supergirl in Earth 2 is Power Girl. But the problem with Earth 2 is you really need to be invested in Earth 2.
Yeah, so...
It's the same problem that exists with Future's End. You need to be reading Earth 2 as well.
Yeah, well.
It's all about a war between the two Earths. Apparently, they don't exist anymore, though, according to the New 52 reboot. But yeah, it's all about this war that happened. It's an interesting concept, but it should have been a 12-part run.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. They actually had... my comic book store has like this big bulk of the Villains Month that has all the Villains issue 3D covers. All in there for £130.
Do you know... what my favourite issue was out of all of the Villains Month?
What?
It wasn't Joker, it wasn't Black Adam. We forgot to talk about Shazam.
Oh yeah, Shazam.
It's a thing. It's not part of the canon.
Oh well, not happening.
Well done, DC, on that cinematic universe.
It's not happening, I take it.
You cast Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam.
Oh yeah,
Shazam.
Well done.
Everyone was saying Rock is going to be Shazam.
I was like Shazam or Black Adam. I was like...
I was like, he's going to be Black Adam. He looks like him.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, as long as he does a good job and they cast Shazam correctly, I'll be happy.
I think it's going to be a good movie, but it's not part of the universe. DC's running for a DC universe, cinematic universe, but yet making decisions like this.
So Shazam's a standalone film.
Metal Man movie as well, rumoured to be coming, standalone, again. Well done, DC, for that cinematic universe there.
Fuck yous.
You're making yourselves proud. Bravo for going for Metal Man, though. If that is true, it's apparently... I mean, it came out in the same sentence as Shazam.
Oh, okay.
It's rumoured as well as Metal Man.
Oh, okay.
Shazam is pretty much confirmed.
Yeah.
If they go Metal Man... Well done.
Never heard of Metal Men, so...
Well done. Because, yeah, that's the point, no one has. I know who they are. I won't spoil it. If they do Metal Men...
Yeah, well,
It'll be a failure. I can't see that working at all.
we'll,
I'm sorry, I can't see it working.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Supergirl series, I say, as long as they do it good, I say, whether they go with the classic Supergirl or the new 52 Supergirl, which
I
I'm
kind
not keen
of
on.
worry that it's going to be Smallville, but with a girl. That's my worry
Nah,
for it.
I don't think, because Supergirl has a different origin from Clark Kent. She landed on Earth as an adult, basically, as a
Yeah,
teenager. So,
yeah,
as long as they don't date,
but
like,
is she trying to like fit in and amongst regular girls? Is it on the
well,
CW?
I
We
don't know.
have to worry.
I don't know who's making it. I think it's the same people doing Titans. Which,
I'm also kind of worried about the Teen Titans TV
yeah.
show, to be
I
honest.
mean, the Titans show is a bit iffy, as I say, because you have to have Nightwing or Robin, whatever one you go with. I think it's Nightwing.
Apparently, they're going Nightwing, yeah.
Starfire, which, let's face it, they're not going to allow that Starfire outfit on TV.
No, the hell.
No.
It's one of these things with the Titans as they stand at the moment. The fans of the cartoon unfairly criticize anything that isn't the cartoon.
I love the cartoon.
You know what's better than I like it. Yeah, it's perfectly good. You know what's better than the cartoon? The comics.
Yeah.
You know, and guess what? Lineups change. It happens all the time. This new run on the new 52, this brand new run, New Teen Titans issue 1, were good. A lot of people harshly criticised it, whereas I looked at it as an issue 1 and said it was great. Well, it was entertaining. It was good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I looked at it as an issue 1. It has to introduce. That's how I looked at it when I was reviewing it. I didn't look at, well, I know who the Teen Titans are. I went into it as, I don't know who the Teen Titans are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Explained it. Told me who they were. It told me Red Robin leads them. He's a tactician. It told me what the powers do, and it set up a few interesting plot points. Issue 2, lot better. Lot better. Try and embrace these new Titans people. They're good.
People don't want to embrace new things, sadly.
Especially since it's dealing with issues like homosexuality being one, and prejudice.
Yeah, those are very touchy subjects.
Touchy subjects, but it's handling them well so far.
I'll probably pick up. I heard about the culling. I think I read one issue involving that, where the basically a guy kidnaps all the superheroes and makes them fight to the death to.
Yeah, I don't like that story arc.
Yeah, I watched Linkara's review of it, and I was like, yeah, I can see why people hate this.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because it killed people.
That's from that writer who I don't name.
They kill off people for no fucking reason.
Also, I like Red Beast Boy. I liked him being red.
I don't mind him red or green personally. It doesn't bother me.
It's at the end of the day, it's a color.
Yeah.
But I think, depending on what his powers are, it makes more sense for him to be red.
Yeah.
The green in DC is always representing nature.
Yeah.
Plant life, nature.
Yeah.
Whereas red ties into Animal Man, who is arguably, quite possibly, one of the most powerful characters in the DC comics.
I've heard mixed things from him. So.
Also, Red Beast Boy in the future was shown, I think, to be green, and also leads the Justice League.
Beast Boy's awesome.
Beast Boy is awesome. I love Beast Boy.
I'm mostly going with the TV series. I do know the one storyline I want to see done in the Titans TV series. If they do it not in the first season, at the end of the second season and a good chunk of the third season, is the Judas contract. That should not be a season. That should not be a season 1. That should be a multi-season story from roughly the end of season 2 to the majority of season 3, because that storyline is fantastic.
That does deserve multi-part.
I've only read bits and pieces.
But then with Judas' contract, isn't that the one where he's kind of a paedophile?
Oh, you mean Deathstroke?
Mm.
Where he
and Terra? Isn't that Judas' contract?
I think Terra was in the comics was of legal age. I don't think she was actually under the
Maybe
age.
in England.
I don't know 100%. I haven't read the Judas contract. I've only gone with the synopsis. I need to read it, but
I think it's kind of strongly hinted at that she's maybe about 15.
Yeah. The only reason
they have a romantic relationship.
The only reason I haven't read the Judas contract is because the first volume of that particular run of the Titans is like 150 quid.
It is expensive. So, I know. I looked at it and I was like, I picked it up. It was a tome. It was like that. I was like, You put it back.
Yeah, I put it back as well. But I want to read that story because I've heard such thing. And whether or not it is bit paedophilic with Deathstroke,
Um,
just remember it was set in a time that was different.
yeah.
That's all I see. Like
Um,
whenever I see stories like that that involve such a touchy topic, that I go, "What year was it made? 1970s." I can
a
understand.
lot of people don't like Graduation Day, but I'd actually recommend it
Never.
because not only have you got Teen Titans, you've got Young Justice, also Cyborg. This is why people don't like it. Cyborg is out of commission. Cyborg suffered Superman syndrome.
Yeah.
If he was on the team, you knew the day was saved because he was just too powerful, which is why he's in the Justice League now, and I
Yeah.
support that decision. I actually really like Graduation Day.
Not read it. Is that the comic?
Yes, that's a comic.
I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it. I did. You're the more the geek, the comic book geek than me. But the one character who I do want to see in the Titans TV series and done well is Raven.
Yes.
I want Raven done.
If they make her a goth girl, I'd be completely down with that as well.
Because let's face it, that's kind of the portrayal she comes across, and that's the kind of character she is. She is dark. She's brooding. She doesn't show emotion because if she does, things kind of go bad.
Yeah.
Like end of
In
the
fact,
world bad.
in the issue too, there's a scene where the Titans are kind of dealing with the fame and they're handling it differently. It's a very brief scene, but Raven is actually at this underground like punk band gig, and there's a Raven tribute band they formed because of Raven. They're fans, and they're called Dark Mistress or something, I think. And they sing songs about Raven, but Raven's in the crowd and they don't realise it, and she's happy.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
she smiles at least, you know. So
Showing-
it's just like I
showing-
really like that.
Show emotion when it needs to be shown. But yeah, I want Raven
it
done
goes
right.
badly though when she shows emotion, but yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed the scene and I enjoy the new Titans.
Yeah, well,
So
I want to see if they can do her right, and they have to get a good actress to do it because if they don't, that's going to be a problem. Because
that's the thing. What do you think the lineup's going to be of the Titans? We've already said like Nightwing is pretty much
we know,
yes.
as you've stated, there's not going to be a Cyborg because he's already rumored to be in the Justice League movie. So we won't have Cyborg, which is disappointing. I liked Cyborg, but I can understand why they're not having
He
him.
is. A lot of people are like, why is he in the Justice League now? It's one of your favourite characters who's graduated to the Justice
Yeah.
League. Be happy about it. It's
happy
great.
with that. I'm happy seeing characters who I've grown to watch evolve,
Yeah.
which is one reason I like Young Justice.
Starfire in the comics though didn't evolve the way we wanted it to.
Nope,
We'll just forget about that.
That's one reason I liked Young Justice. Even though I didn't like the time skip, I like seeing characters in that show that evolved and moved on. Like Zatanna, she went from being a Young Justice member to being in the Justice League, and I love that. I really, really did. So that's why I'm hoping with Titans as well. I want we know we're gonna get Nightwing. We know that outright. There's no if buts or what about it. We're getting Nightwing. The ones I want to see is Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy is definitely. We can't have Kid Flash because of the Flash TV series.
It's on the CW though.
If it's on the CW, then yes, we can have a Kid Flash.
They can have a Kid Flash.
So, but the four ones I want are Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, and Nightwing or Robin because those are, in my opinion, the ones that stood out the most in the series, and maybe have a bit more potential for storylines.
I think they're going to go to keep costs down, very human. So I don't think we're going to get a Beast Boy. I don't think we're going to get a Starfire.
Deathstroke's apprentice. What's her name again?
The
one that cut the Reaver.
Oh,
the one that cut.
Yeah, Deathstroke's daughter.
The one that cut out her own eye.
Ravager.
Ravager. That's it. They can have her. She's not been done.
Ravager is a possibility. We're getting Nightwing. Maybe Wonder Girl. Maybe Supergirl. I don't know. There's the movies. That would be difficult.
I don't think. I think they'll try and distance themselves beyond.
We're going to go human. We may even get Terra.
Yeah,
no. You know, they're going to go human.
If they have Terra, then the Judas contract is going to happen, and that will be amazing.
Yeah. And then they'd have to deal with Deathstroke's daughter as well. Then Deathstroke's son. Deathstroke has a son.
Yeah.
Oh, that was tragic.
Yeah, I've heard things about him.
I'll talk about that now.
I've heard things about his son. I think
it's horrible.
Yeah, it's very bad. But yeah, it's with that show, I just want them to do good characters with good stories. That's all I really care about. And if they happen to not introduce Raven or Starfire, I'm okay with that. As long as the story's good, that's fine
I
with
mean,
me.
there is a lot of young characters across the DC universe,
Yeah.
and they can use any of them for the
Hmm.
Titans. The Titans has had such a big roster. I think it's actually a shame that a lot of the fans of the show do focus on
Yeah.
the show
As is,
Titans because they've had such a huge roster, and
yeah.
Titans have died. You know,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like forget all those, and the fact that they have statues of them in Titan Towers of the Titans that came before and have passed away, and it's just like forget all those, just Tower 5. That's where my
Yeah. I want.
beef with the fans
Yeah.
is.
I want. All I want is I want ones that haven't had their chance to shine live action. That's what I want. So if we get Aqualad live action, I'm fine with that. If we get Kid Flash, if we get fucking Artemis.
Well, there was the Aquaman TV show that never happened, the pilot.
Oh, yeah, I've not seen it.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, well, well compared to the Wonder Woman one. How can you not?
It was the guy who played Green Arrow in Smallville as Aquaman, bizarrely enough.
They already had an Aquaman in that series at one point in Smallville.
Yeah,
He was
I
alright.
know.
Wasn't great.
It
but
was
he
hinting at some things, and it could have been a good little series, but we never got it. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Thank God we never got that Wonder Woman series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I actually have the original Wonder Woman season 1 series down there somewhere.
I think, like, Linda Carter days.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman, the cheesy one.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
She's-
I'm kind of hoping that Linda Carter actually is in the Dawn of Justice movie.
As a cameo.
As maybe as a cameo, maybe as Wonder Woman's mum.
Yeah, that could work.
Or a mentor, who trains her for fighting.
Well,
Something like that.
If you date Hippolyta, then oh god, that one's a whole other can of worms. Because yeah, a lot of storylines involving her apparently. But
There's a lot of controversy just surrounding Wonder Woman's name.
Wonder
She's
Woman.
a female female hero, but called Diana Prince.
She's what? And what do you want to call me, Diana Princess?
It's man. It's Diana Prince.
Well,
They said it's very. Yeah. See, this is some people for you. Say it's a name.
Didn't Superman pick her name?
I don't know.
I think I can't.
At this moment, when it comes to women, I'm beyond caring.
Yeah,
I don't care. They're making some
it's a
horrible
name.
mistakes.
It's a fucking name.
Yeah, it's a name. Just have a movie.
I just call her Diana. That's it. Diana Prince is just an alias.
Wonder Woman's a hero.
The only thing I know, which I think is a little nod to the fans, is supposedly Diana Prince is a love interest to Batman in the Dawn of Justice. Apparently, that was what it was originally going to be before they confirmed it was Wonder Woman. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, but
I could see that be an interesting way of introducing her, but
yeah. For those who don't know, I'm a very big advocate of the fact that Batman and Wonder Woman would make a good relationship-wise couple, not a smut kind of thing. I mean, actual relationship where they argue with each other but they still love each other.
I kind of like the Superman Wonder Woman relationship in the News 52.
I know you do.
I like it, and I like that Batman's jealous. They seem to have abandoned that story arc recently, though.
Well, after the recent debacle with the T-shirts,
debacle with T-shirts.
they had a T-shirt where it was Wonder Woman and Superman's snogging, and it basically had Superman and a wee captain up saying "score."
I saw it.
And also training to be Batman's wife.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, DC, you kind of dropped the ball on that one. How'd that get past QA?
Hey, I think I heard of it from the Mary Sue.
Yeah, I heard about it from various tweets.
Yeah, I think mine came from the Mary Sue.
Don't get me wrong, T-shirts like that I have no problem with, but I can definitely see why people would find them offensive.
Yes. It kind of... Those T-shirts, they kind of enforce the status quo.
Yeah.
And I'm all for mixing things up. DC is making, at least in the series I'm reading, Batman Eternal, they are making a good move with that, and with Catwoman's standalone series. She's going to be the mob boss.
Sweet.
Of Gotham.
Sweet.
You only need one. She's, let's face it, Catwoman
She
as a
is.
mob boss.
She is probably the most infamous criminal in all of Gotham, so why not?
It's setting things up in Eternal for this to happen, and I'm excited for it. I'll talk about it in my reviews when I get to them, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a ballsy move. Catwoman is going to be Selena Kyle is going to be in power.
Which she kind of deserves because she is awesome.
Yeah, and I think she's going to be using this power to
Help Batman.
kind of it's to keep the status quo, not to kill
Yeah.
Batman. There needs to be a criminal element in Gotham,
Yeah.
and who better to run it than someone who could
Yeah.
be more easily controlled?
It's quite
And
simple.
apparently, she's going to be helping the homeless as well of
Oh.
Gotham, the underground.
Well, she did start off as pretty. I think her story is that she was pretty poor when she was a kid.
Depends which one you go with.
Yeah, it depends which one. Although, admittedly, there's still going to be that joke. It's quite simple. We kill the Batman. I love that joke. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we've wrapped up on the cinematic universe and other wee bits and bobs. Is there any last
Yeah,
thing?
we've given little summary of how we're feeling about the comics as well. I guess
Yeah,
at the
as
moment,
is.
I guess.
I need to pick up more, I guess. But I think we'll do closing things. As is, I think it's basically safe to say that we're big Marvel movie fans, and that's who's winning that race. And DC, I kind of need to step up their game a little.
And so far, we're not seeing any evidence to really support that they're learning from the mistakes. They're rushing to a Justice League movie. I do believe they can do justice to the next two films that they bring out,
Yeah.
but they don't seem to be learning.
Nope.
They've got such a huge roster in DC Comics of
Yeah.
multiple characters.
I mean,
They need to go beyond what we're expecting.
I mean, it's not like they had a team who worked on the Justice League TV series for years and years and built it up over a good length of time and got to know the characters really well. I mean, who's this Bruce Timm guy they know of? Who's this team they worked with? Huh? Is it
Not
that,
learning.
Is it that hard to go with them? Hey, how did you do it?
Still, I think we're both going to reserve judgments until we've actually seen them.
Yeah. I'll take the piss out.
it's-
I'll take the piss out of the DC movies, but I will probably still go and see it, or I'll wait for it on DVD. In all honesty, because I'm very very iffy on whether or not I'm going to go and see Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
I'm going to see it. If the leaked script turns out to be what's on screen, I'll be very happy.
I haven't read the leaked script. I read the Joss Whedon Wonder Woman script though, which
How was that?
really good.
I thought it would be.
It was
But yeah, he was beating down DC's doors to do that,
Yeah.
and they didn't let him.
and now they're
Why?
And now they're probably going to go begging him this time after this. But yeah, I read the Wonder Woman Joss Whedon script. It was still one of the early drafts, I think.
But by the way, just before we go on, Gail Simone needs to be writing Wonder Woman
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
for the movies, for everything.
Yep, Gail Simone needs to write. Here's the thing: Gail Simone's principle when it comes to writing characters: write the character first, think of the gender last.
Yep.
Write a super.
I love Gail Simone.
She
She's
is awesome.
probably my favorite writer at the moment.
Yep, hands down my
Comics.
favorite writer. As is, I've read every Batgirl, and I'm picking up her other runs as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love Scott Snyder, and I still love Jeff Johns. They're great writers. I'm not arguing that. But
Yeah, we're not
personal
arguing
preference, I like Gail Simone.
Yeah, she writes.
She can do male and female characters really well. And Gail Simone, I believe, is working on Secret Six next for DC.
Yep, I think she worked on that.
Excited.
Didn't she work on that previously, or was that Suicide?
Yes.
Yeah, Secret Six.
I think she worked on Secret Six previously. I kind of read some things about Secret Six that made me go, and then I realised who was working on it.
You're like literally, you could give it Gail Simone anything, she'd probably turn it into gold.
This was very, very near the knuckle, but I'm going to reserve judgment until I've read it.
I'll pick up the volumes when they come out because Gail Simone is awesome.
This is risky for her. I'm pretty sure Gail Simone is working on Secret Six. Pretty sure.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out shortly. Yeah, we'll wrap things up. N7stryder, where can people find your stuff if they don't know where you're already?
They know. You don't find me, I find you. No,
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube. Just search N7stryder. I come up. I do comic reviews. I've been absent recently due to illness and personal stuff, but I'm coming back fairly soon. So I review Batman Eternal every issue, and I dabble with other comics too, mainly Grayson and Teen Titans at the moment.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoyed this. As I said, we went on for quite some time, so hopefully you enjoyed this little brief discussion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time whenever we do another one of these, or whenever I do another Warriors Non-Gaming Geeky Zone, which could be any time. Thanks for watching. As always, Scotch Warren Nature. We'll see you all next time. Ciao for now.